20.
The 20th of March, Ukraine Media Center works. My name is Tymchenko, and now we are going to have presentation Kateryna project. This is a portal which is developed by cadets of Ministry of Internal Affairs, educational institutions with aim to counteract with disinformation. Our guests are Leonid Tymchenko, Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs, Dmytro Ovsyanyuk, Head of Analytical Center of the Criminal Analysis Center of National Academy of Internal Affairs, Kateryna Haydash, who is a student of Kyiv Center for Primary Professional Preparation, Maksym Kuzyk, cadet of National Academy of Internal Affairs, corporal. Could you please tell us where did you get the idea to create such a portal? Was it the idea of students, or was it the request of the Ministry of Internal Affairs? Good afternoon, everyone, participants, media, online participants. So we continue our reporting. We continue providing information on Kateryna project, which was launched in 2022 by the Ministry of Internal Affairs and the National Police of Ukraine. And today we see that representatives of our higher educational establishment joined these efforts, namely the National University, Kyiv National University of Internal Affairs and Kharkiv National University of Internal Affairs. Today we have with us the representatives of the National Academy of Internal Affairs from Kyiv City, and we have an opportunity to ask questions specifically to those who collect information. And I'd like to start from the describing why we decided to collect such information and why we believe that this project is so important. As of today, the project in our database we have collected in Kateryna, we have information about 72,000 fallen Russian military and representatives of Luhansk and Donetsk National Republics and collaborators who still stay on occupied territories, which have decided to support the aggressor and to support the military forces of the Russian Federation. Well, about the idea. The idea first appeared at the beginning of full-scale invasion because we had an understanding that there is a huge amount of information on fallen Russians, and we started to collect such information. I can now talk about the Department of Analytical Support, the criminal analysis of the police. This information, while collecting, quite obviously became very important to us, and we heard from the Russian Minister of Defense the numbers of their losses, which were approximately 5,000 fallen, a little bit more than 5,000 fallen military. But at the same time, we saw reports from the general headquarters of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, and we've heard that the losses were assessed as 10 times higher comparing to Russian numbers. So that's why we decided that we should collect this information, and there are a lot of activists, Telegram channels, groups, communities who unite themselves to collect truthful information about losses of the Russian Federation and to share this information among society and to specifically bring this information to Russian citizens who haven't decided if they should or should not support their authority. So you see the sources of information we use. These are Russian social media groups in social media and Telegram channels which work today there is a huge number of them. We are very grateful to all the citizens of Ukraine, and maybe there are some Russian citizens out there too who do not support the actions of the Russian government, who provide the information to these groups and who share the information about real losses, about real situation in terms of Russian actions against Ukraine. So collecting such information from social media and from any other open sources, we understood that such information should be, first of all, validated, and that is why when it is entered into our database, it means that it was verified by our moderators, and for every piece of information we should have two sources of information. So we counter-check the information in search engines and in Russian search engines, so we compare and check the information there too. What is interesting here, you can see some examples on how do we collect such information, how can we enrich it, how we complement it with additional data, and what is important, we do screen all the information we can find in open sources and in media. I will explain why, because as you see, there was a group in Vkontakte social network where relatives of the fallen, when Makiivka was attacked on New Year's Eve at the end of 2023, a lot of military died there, and their relatives started publishing this information about their deaths, and this is the way how we could identify so many military who stayed there in that premises and died in Makiivka city. Later on, this group was deleted, but the information is saved in screenshots. Why this information is actually deleted today and why it is prohibited to have it publicly available, we see that the Russian government actively prohibit to publish necrologs. Today we can say that Russian military and Russian government, they cannot fight, and they are not able to fight, and they do not honor their military. Well, so here you see a number of examples. This is not classified information. You can find it widely on the internet on how Russian government prohibits to publish obituaries in their networks and in their media. Also, I'd like to say that on our resource, it is possible to see, except for the statistics, which is updated daily, you see that 72,000 is the number we've accumulated information about 72,000 fallen Russians. You can also find the information on number of women, on number of men. We have a very flexible search engine. You can find a person by surname, by name, and it's very easy to process such information at our resource. Also, we collect information on military ranks. In situations when we were able to establish this information, we also indicate that for for example, you can see number of generals. You can see this number at our website, and for every fallen person, you can go to the profile and to see the sources of information and also the circumstances. If they were identified, they are all accumulated and published at our resource. Here you can see general lieutenants, more than 10, and also you can see the fate of everyone. You can see the reasons why they stayed at the territory of Ukraine, and when the death was recorded. Here you see also additional piece of information on statistics, and coming back to those who are dealing with the collection of this information. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to all the initiative citizens who unite themselves into groups, because we use Telegram groups as sources of the information. Some of them, maybe the major ones, are listed here. This slide, we do check the information, we verify it, we just do not take it as is, we do not take it from Telegram channel and copy paste it to our database. No, we verify this information for a few times, and we check the information about the citizens at different Russian platforms to confirm this information. Quite often we see when some information was available yesterday, it was possible to find it at media, in messengers, in social networks, and the next day it is deleted. So we see that the military are not honored in the Russian Federation. They do not honor their people. They prohibit people from to publish information, and people are not able to publish the information related to the losses of the Russian Federation today. We have the representatives of the National Academy of Internal Affairs here. If you have any questions on how do they work with the open data sources, you are invited to ask your questions in comments. We are ready to answer them. And also, as to the objectives of the project, why it was created, first of all, it was created to provide an objective picture of what is taking place at the side of our enemy. We understand that the number which is provided by our general headquarters is now more than 400,000 persons. From open sources, we could identify approximately more than 72 persons. We have no doubts that the number provided is really more than 400,000 deceased Russians on the Russian side. But we also understand that the huge number of bodies are still in fields at the contact line, and we understand that, and it's also a very common practice when the bodies are not taken back of the fallen, and they continue lying there in the fields. So we have verified 72,000 fallen persons, but we will continue our work to collect as much as possible further information to confirm other cases and to provide it to anyone interested, so it will be available for the analysis. Also, here you can see the number which we have verified as of today. You can go to this website now, and you see the address at the slide, and you can check what information is available at this resource. I'd like to know that the website is available in 3 languages, in Ukrainian, in English, and also in Russian language, because we believe that we have to provide objective information to those Russian citizens who would like to get the information on a real number of the fallen from the Russian side. So user interface is very simple. You can just put in the name of a person there, for example, for women, and to see how many military from collaborators from that side of the contact line have died. Do you have any questions? Thank you, Leonid, for such a presentation. How many people are working in your project on collecting and verifying information? First of all, internal staff of the Ministry of Internal Affairs is engaged into this, and also the representatives of police of Ukraine, and also cadets of our National Academy of Internal Affairs. So they are actually dealing with the primary collection of the information. And I here mean National Academy of Internal Affairs, Kharkiv Academy of Internal Affairs, Odessa National University of Internal Affairs. And answering your question in general, this is more than 50 cadets and employees of of police and Ministry of Internal Affairs. Do you have the statistics on visitors from the Russian Federation? Actually, in general, the number of visitors is different. When we announced this project last year ago, we had a huge demand from the Russian Federation first. And if talking about the future, we understand that actually this domain name is actually blocked in the Russian Federation, so Russians cannot reach it. We are going to create few domains to provide access to the Russian citizens, and only after that we will be able to see how many people are able to see this information from the Russian Federation. The number of visitors is quite high. We also have Telegram channel. We have a Twitter page. It's X network. And information is updated there as well, so it is possible to see information there as well. How do you inform the relatives of Russians who fight in Ukraine and Russian citizens about such portal, and how do you communicate the existence of this portal? We are open to communication in general, but we also understand that in the Russian Federation it's not easy to provide the information which wouldn't be filtered by their government. However, we has shared through social media together with the main intelligence project I Want to Leave, Хочу жить. So we have shared with this project information for all the relatives and people taking part on enemy side. So we informed them about two options which they have. Either they can become the users and they can refer to Хочу жить project, and they will be able to leave, or otherwise they will become a number among statistics on Kateryna project of those fallen in the war. Did you have hacker attacks on your portal? This portal is quite protected. It works quite stably. Information is protected. Should we have any problems, we are ready to recover its operation smoothly and quickly. And now I have the question to the participants of this project who are dealing with the collection and verification of the information. What was your motivation to join this project? What is your contribution to this project? Good afternoon, dear presentees, dear viewers. I am the head of analytical unit of National Academy of Internal Affairs. So, well, we are dealing with analytical side of many projects. I am responsible for the operation of working group from our side of the academy, and we were tasked with the collection of information which could be different, not incomplete, and we verify this information and publish it on the website. Our main motivation is the following. We understand that this project is a very important tool for information of war. We want to demonstrate real losses from the Russian side and to motivate Russian citizens to fight on our soil. So we want them to understand that they will die here. This is our main motivation. We work daily on that. For the period of working on the project, our academy, with the coordination from our analytical unit, collected more than 40,000 profiles. And this information is available to anyone. Russian citizens use a VPN to access this website. They can search their relatives and to search for people they're interested in and to see how many people have already died on our territory. Kateryna, could you please tell us about your role? What was your motivation to join? Good afternoon. My name is Kateryna Haydash. I'm a student of the 18th educational group of Kyiv Center of Primary Professional Preparation Academy, Police Academy. I'm working this project for 5 months already. When I came here, I was responsible for collection and analysis of information to complete the profile. We gathered the information from open data sources, from Yandex, from ВКонтакте social network, Одноклассники social network. All this information could be at pages of relatives or some Russian citizens who were somehow related to those fallen. Then the information was delivered to the moderators who were responsible for moderation and verification of the information, because there were also cases when people were only searching for some persons and without specific knowledge that this person died. And after that, the information was published at the website. Now Kateryna is now transferring her knowledge to newcomers. Maksym is more than a year in our project as well. His father is fighting in a rage unit, and he says that my father creates statistics and I register it. Well, that's a very good family project, right? Maksym, maybe we will share what is most important in your work. My name is Maksym Kuzyk. I am the student of the National Academy of Internal Affairs, police corporal. As it was mentioned, I'm in the project from the very beginning. I was engaged into the project from the very beginning of the project, and it was already more than a year. So I started from the lowest level. I was searching for sources of information and for pieces of information, and later on I became responsible for moderation. If you'll allow me, we have the list of sources we can use on a permitted basis, and Maksym is searching for new Telegram channels, publishing the information on the fallen videos and in Одноклассники and ВКонтакте networks. So we also collect information on damages to cemeteries, etc. Oh, thank you very much. Dear journalists, do you have any questions to our speakers? Into the mic, please. Good afternoon. Journalist Protocol Against Corruption Information Agency. I have the following question. So you document facts, right? National Police or the Ministry of Internal Affairs, do they help with exchange of those who are held in captivity, because we still have guys from Azovstal who are still there, and we have a lot of newly captivated persons. Do you have any plans regarding this work, or maybe there is something in progress? Thank you for your question. Ministry of Internal Affairs and the representatives of the Ministry of Internal Affairs are the participants of coordination unit created in the main intelligence center of the Ministry of Defense. This process is actually ongoing. You see results maybe not every day, but the work is ongoing every day. And unfortunately, this work is not very related to what we are talking today about the fallen Russians. The Ministry of Internal Affairs is actively engaged into the process of exchanges. So thank you very much. So we had a presentation of Kateryna project. We are going to continue our work at 15 o'clock. We are going to have a presentation on just a text system in Ukraine in wartime. Please stay with us. Thank you.